If you see a lone penguin standing all by itself on the ice, then it's definitely an unlucky one. My name is Steve. I'm a very unlucky Adelie penguin. It feels like my fate has been cursed. No matter what I do, I'm always one step slower than the other penguins. This curse seemed to exist even when I was just an egg. While other baby penguins had already learned how to chirp and squeak, I was only just breaking out of my shell. Although I was born unlucky, I still managed to grow up smoothly. Now, at just 5 years old, I'm about to join the Society of Adult Penguins. Every spring, when the creator activates the command to reproduce, tens of thousands of my kind answer the call and gather on the Antarctic continent to carry on the bloodline. 500,000 black-cloaked, short-legged bodies form a massive army, racing across the ice at speeds of up to 3 kilometers per hour. Charging forward with unstoppable momentum, all for the chance to gain priority in choosing a mate. At this moment, no matter how difficult the journey ahead may be, nothing can stop us from moving forward. Of course, falling over is unavoidable. But after all this talk, as the protagonist, I'm actually not here right now. Because I'm always late, I got kicked out of the main penguin group by my fellow villagers. Still, I believe that as long as I keep chasing hard enough, I'll be able to rejoin the group chat. Sure enough, before long I ran into another penguin, but something felt off. Wait, why is this guy so tall? As more and more giants appeared around me, I finally realized it. I joined the wrong group. This was a colony of emperor penguins, the giants of the penguin world. Compared to them, I looked like a tiny bean sprout. Even their chicks were taller than me. Being quick-witted, I immediately started asking these local penguins for information. But these local penguins didn't seem too welcoming to outsiders. Each one acted very aloof. So, I decided to approach a little chick in the nursery to ask for directions, but the little one seemed to have quite a bad case of morning grumpiness. Feeling guilty, I was about to leave, but the little chick slapped me right on the spot. I can't believe I just got slapped by a tiny chick. This is a nightmare. Luckily, the Adelie squad happened to pass by, and I didn't want to be left behind, so I hurriedly waddled after them. Although my journey was full of twists and turns, I still managed to reach the colony, but since I arrived so late, there was no place left for me to settle in among my kin. For the sake of a prime spot, the penguins didn't hesitate to fight each other. I finally realized just how brutal the world of adult penguins could be. Being new, I didn't understand the rules and recklessly barreled through the colony. My behavior quickly angered an elder, who immediately came at me. I was almost powerless to resist. Within just 3 seconds, I was flattened like a pancake. As the saying goes, wise is the one who knows when to yield, so I quickly surrendered. Big bro, I was wrong. Please spare me, I pleaded. But he showed no mercy, relentlessly chasing me until he completely kicked me out of the group before finally stopping. The harsh lessons of society made me face my own limits. I no longer obsessed over prime real estate, because I had another big task to tackle. Just like you humans, if I wanted to find a mate, I had to prepare a proper dowry. But my dowry was rocks easy to pick up anywhere, while you humans can't just grab your dowry off the ground. To make a comfortable nest for my partner, using stones to build up a high spot was absolutely essential. Although I arrived a bit late, I firmly believed that diligence would pay off. I thought that as long as I worked twice as hard stacking stones, building a luxurious castle would be so easy. But reality had other plans. The harder I worked, the luckier my neighbors seemed to get. Meanwhile, old Six next door saw me was young and easy to bully, and he secretly cooked up a mischievous plan. In broad daylight, he actually started larking around in my homestead. Busy collecting my bride price, I had no idea that my hard-earned stones were being deposited straight into someone else's account. Before long, I started feeling that something was off, though I couldn't pinpoint exactly what, but it seemed like my castle was slowly turning into a basement. Old Sixth's acting was Oscar-worthy. He immediately looked up at the sky, pretending to admire the view. But I'm not so easily fooled. Determined to uncover the mastermind, I decided to feint, and sure enough, that pesky little blackie revealed his true colors. Hey! But time waits for no penguin. My castle plans were doomed to fail, because 500,000 female penguins were already marching across the ice in a grand, unstoppable wave. An epic matchmaking event was about to kick off. To attract the attention of the female penguins, all the male penguins began showing off their talents, and my talent was singing at the top of my lungs. But I sang until my throat was almost hoarse, and not a single female penguin was willing to stop for me. Those penguins who owned luxury homes had already all paired up successfully. Even worse, that damn sneaky old 6 penguin found a mate too. At that moment, my world completely collapsed. Perhaps my crying sounded rather touching because finally a female penguin walked over. "Hey, beautiful, want to pair up? This penguin right here is hardworking and capable, and I even have a luxurious underground dressing room." But the female didn't even turn her head and walked away. In such a materialistic society, it seems that without a decent house, I'm doomed to stay single forever. Just as I was once again sinking into despair, a sexy and elegant silhouette away anymore. In that moment, I'd even picked a name for our future egg, Adeline. At our very first matchmaking event, one look was all it took. We'd found the right penguin. So we sang together, fell head over flippers in love, and began our journey as a pair. Please wish us a long and happy life together. After we got married, I started working even harder, doing everything I could so that Adeline could live a better life. 1 month later, my beloved Adeline gave me a wonderful gift, a pair of adorable twin eggs. That made me even more motivated to keep working hard and hauling stones. Perhaps worried that I was working myself too hard, Adeline told me to take a vacation and relax. Of course, I wasn't the only one lucky enough to get this treatment. A whole crowd of married male penguins had already formed a long tour group, joyfully running across the ice plains together, the scene full of laughter and happiness. Soon we arrived at our destination, the Ice Fisher Resort. The open-air baths here are especially popular among male penguins. Cool seawater is the perfect remedy for washing away exhaustion and fatigue. Habitually late as always, I was once again the last one to arrive at the resort. But I don't really like crowds anyway. This was the perfect chance to enjoy some time alone. That curse of always being late has long since taught me to fall in love with this sense of solitude. Compared to soaking on the sea surface, I prefer diving deep to explore the green seaweed beneath the ice. It's simply breathtaking. We're born as top-tier divers and can plunge down to depths of up to 180 meters in a single breath. Just as I was enjoying this rare moment of peace, a crisis silently crept in. The terrifying final boss had appeared. These colossal creatures not only possess the advanced intelligence of mammals but are also over 200 times our size. Once they lock their gaze on you, well, sorry, maybe see you in your next life. All my companions in the bath have already scrambled ashore. No goose wants to become an easy snack. Yet here I am, still lost in the joy of diving. When I finally got tired and came back ashore, I realized I had just brushed past death itself. For the first time ever, I felt incredibly lucky. But that luck didn't last long. The entire ice field was already empty. Because of the orca's appearance, the main group had evacuated early. And just like that, I became the unlucky penguin kicked out of the group once again. What made things even worse was the Antarctic's unpredictable ghost weather. A sudden drop in cold air created a terrifying natural phenomenon called a katabatic, one of the strongest storms on Earth, unique to Antarctica. Wind speeds could reach up to 200 kilometers per hour, and temperatures plunged to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Experienced penguins reduced wind resistance by flattening their bellies like a sled, switching from two-legged to four-legged driving. Following the lead of the main group, they all eventually made it safely back to the gathering spot, all except me, the unlucky penguin. I was still wandering aimlessly across the ice, the biting wind cutting through me, making every part of my body ache. For the first time, I truly understood what loneliness meant. This time, I was really scared. I wanted so badly to go home, but the storm had already thrown me off course. Maybe I would never make it back to that warm little nest. Back at home, Adeline was enduring her own torment. In the minus 40 degrees Celsius cold, she not only had to use her body to protect our incubating eggs but also worried about me, still missing and nowhere in sight. Some of the weaker female penguins couldn't withstand the brutal cold and were frozen into icy statues, never to wake again. Soon, the merciless snow and ice consumed everything, and even Adeline ultimately could not escape the fate of being buried alive. I had no idea what was happening back home and continued desperately searching for a way back. 3 days later, after the storm had finally subsided, a single head emerged from beneath the thick layer of ice. Aladrin had survived the storm with incredible resilience. What a relief. I'm sure he must be worried about me too. As for me, I didn't manage to find my way home, yet somehow I miraculously made it through, relying on nothing but sheer luck. Nobody knows what I went through these past few days, but that doesn't matter anymore. Right now, all I want is to get home and see Aldrin as soon as possible.
Steve? Steve?